Pretty much related with the school also. Of course, school takes up a big part of our lives, at least at younger life stages, and things have a very big impact at that time. And we are, as young kids, we are taking in so much information from the teachers, and we're taking so much information from our fellow students, and from the siblings, and from the parents. They are, what we are listening to, and um, we learn from that and from ourselves, of course. And myself, I was introduced pretty much with Matrix Reimprinting. I got introduced to that because I was asked what was some big difficulty that I had been facing in my life, or something that I really had a bad feeling about. And I can ask you the same. Do you know some event that you have a bad feeling about? And I'm quite sure you have one. And so I can invite you to, if you are ready for that, to have a look inside and see what it brings. And if you clear that, life changes, I'm sure. So the big event, what I had thought like, okay, it's what I remember is that there was a teacher that really so many years after even, well, that was almost 10 years ago now. No, 7 years ago, then it was, and it still was raising this tension within me in my body when I remembered this one teacher, that he was a new teacher. And so when I was asked to have a look and I told the story, it was very difficult to tell the story without having all these emotions going. And all my life, I had really, every time the name of the teacher was mentioned, like I felt like my hair's going up and getting really angry. Poor guy, that he had somebody who really, I would say I hate him. Yeah, at that time I hated him. And it was that we had quite a nice school. I think it was quite. I had a good school time, nice teachers, nice students, and I was different. That's fine. And each teacher was different. It was also fine, and we had a nice relation there, I think. And my sisters went to the same school. And then one day that we were playing in the school with one of the teachers' birthday, it was, and we were playing in the school a game, and that game was that you have to, everybody had to hide an object under a cloth, under a blanket, and then every time there was taken this object from under the cloth, and this there was every time when an object was taken, a person had invented something that the person from who was the object who had to do some activity, like jump through the window, or drink 10 glasses of water, or uh, no, go outside and collect 5 plants, such things. So then I was probably 11. I guess I was 11 or 12 even. 11, I think. And then I had the person next to me had to invent, and she didn't figure out what. And I told her, you know what you can say? You can say that the next person has to say, I'm a donkey, and go to every class and say in every class, I'm a donkey. So, and then well, I don't know this. I think the teacher was more clever than I was. But I could have been by chance. That anyway, it was a result that the object that was taken was mine. So I was the one who had to go to the different classes. And I went fine to the first class, and I just yelled there that I'm a donkey, and everybody laughing, and me too. That was good. And the next class, the same, no problem. Well, it was fine. And then I came to the third class. I think it was the third one, and I just went in and I screamed, "I'm a donkey." And then this teacher was really upset, and he said, "What? You have to go out. You can't come in like that. You know, like." And everybody was, of course, laughing, and me too. But he was angry. So he sent me out again, and he said, "You can't come in like that. You have to knock, you know." So then I knocked on the door, and I came back in, and I screamed again, "I'm a donkey," and everybody laughing, and the teacher was even more angry because he said, "I didn't say that you could come in. You know, you have to wait. You have to go out and do it again." So then I said, "I didn't say fuck you, but that's what I felt." And I said, no, I'm not going back out and doing it again. I did it. And then he said, you don't know how the things work in this school, you know? And I thought, well, fuck you again. This is, you are the new teacher in this school, because it was a new teacher. And he didn't know how fair things worked in this school, apparently, because in this school I went to the other classes and it was fine. And he said, you shouldn't do it like this. And I was the one who had invented the assignment, so I was really sure that the task was to say that you have to go in and say you're a donkey. So no doubt that it was not that you had to knock on the door and then wait the teacher and then say it. No. So anyway, he was really angry and I was really angry, and it was in the class of my sister even, and then he didn't allow me to go back to the class. He put me in the corner there, and everybody was having party because it was the birthday of my teacher at that time. And so then that was the event that I went to with Matrix Reimprinting, and it was such an eye opener for me what happened there. The biggest thing was not that we resolved this event, but what happened was that once we dived in, I discovered that I wanted to have the support there very much of my sister. Not the sister that was in the class, but the other sister, my older sister. And that was quite surprising to me, because I always thought I had a bad relation with my sister. And there was the little boy, and it came really from the inside from this little boy that he wanted his sister to be there. Not his parents even, but his sister. He thought his sister should be there. And so I discovered then that my sister was also a big support for me, that I wasn't aware of. And yeah, that was so. This was about my first introduction with Matrix Reimprinting, and what we went there different times, and we made this softened everything, but it became an entrance to different other sessions. And but I guess that my objections to go to school, they pretty much they came from there. And also later on in my school career, I was always a very bad student toward, also for every new teacher, he or she was really having problems with me, because I didn't want to accept any new teacher, and I was just all the time being a pain in the ass, probably because I wanted to be sure that it wouldn't be such a bad teacher again. This new one. Anyway, so this is my share on how one just a conflict in my primary school was so present in the rest of my life. It was incredible, and now I enjoy it. I can laugh about it. It's fun, and for sure there's things there I can still learn from this situation. And yeah, the teacher, interestingly, he became director of the school. I guess he also wanted to have different conditions than what he found there.